signs, we can see all the signs. We are all salvation is at hand, and salvation is at hand. The reward ahead of us is worth the wait. Patiently carry on. Let's fight for our faith. God's words resonate through generations. His faithful promises were fulfilled in the church of God. God's words resonate through generations. We're almost home, keep fighting on, endure until the end. Complete the race, complete the race, complete the race, complete the race. God has set for us. God's words resonate through generations. His faithful promises were fulfilled in the Church of Christ. God's words resonate through generations. We're almost home, keep fighting on, endure until the end. Complete the race, 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 oh, complete the race. God's words resonate.
"14 weeks and 14 episodes later, here we are today, the season 4 finale episode of Unity Junction Radio. Now, we started our first episode of this season together, Bea, Randall, and I, on June 19, 2021. Fast forward to today, and I don't believe I've had one haircut just yet. But certainly, we've had more than one lesson learned. And tonight, mag-review po tayo, but in a laid-back, fun way, as Bea and I recap this season's episodes with all of our guests, and of course, with all of you, all of our dear viewers on INC TV and INC PC's favorite streaming platforms. Let's go.
It's only round one, I'm trying to catch my breath. Hits from everywhere, I'm covering my head. Been here before, so what's to fear? I knew this fight would come, I trained all of these years. So when it goes down, I'm ready for the big fight. Facing my opponent in this ring that they call life. There's a new normal of abnormalities. Ready for the time that we face of uncertainty.
I'm brave enough, I'm not afraid, I'm ready to move.
I'm brave enough. I'm standing.
I'm brave enough, my faith will wavering. It's over the hills, I always fight. You make me brave enough.
I'm standing straight, I'm looking up to you, I'm brave enough. My faith no wavering, because I'm
Facing all trouble, sickness and calamity. Searching for a cure, trying to end the tragedy. People talking nonsense, stating what they can. Turning all their lives into alternative facts. So even when I'm scared, I can't let go. Surrender to him, it's out of my control. So if I get knocked out, get back up, stand straight. Look up to him, it's cause he made me braver and
I'm brave enough, I'm not afraid, I'm ready to move.
I'm brave enough. I'm standing straight, looking up to you.
I'm brave enough, my faith will wavering. It's over the hills, where I always fight. You make me brave enough. When I felt frantic inside, thunder rolling loud, trying to block it in my mind. Running through the woods, ending up just fine. Dodging bullets, miracles in modern times.
Strong winds, dark clouds, we're covering the air. In a blink of an eye, you can make it disappear.
even when pushed in the war zone, I'm prepared, none will be left unspared.
I'm brave enough, I'm not afraid, I'm ready to move. I'm brave enough,
I'm standing straight, looking up to you.
I'm brave enough, my faith will wavering. It's over the hills,
We'll always fight.
you make me brave enough. Brave
Said I'm brave enough. Standing straight. I'm standing straight, looking up to you. I'm brave
enough,
My faith will
my faith will
wavering.
wavering.
Toward the
Toward the
hills,
hills,
where I always find you. You made me brave enough.
Para po sa akin, ang pinaka-memorable or favorite episode ko po is about friendship. Dito po kasi sa episode na to, napakarami ko pong natutunan about friendship. Nandiyan po yung may mga kaibigan tayo na for long-lasting friendship, may mga kaibigan tayo na may panahon lang na nagiging kaibigan natin sila. And dito po kung saan nagbahagi ang mga host natin about sa kanilang pakikipagkaibigan, kung anong klaseng friendship ang meron sila, which is ang dami ko pong natutunan. And this is my favorite episode kasi gusto ko rin pong matuto kung paano mapapahaba ang isang friendship kasi napaka-rare na pong mahanap nun sa panahon natin po ngayon.
Para sa akin ayon sa Finding My True Home During the Pandemic. Nang ibahagi na po ng kapatid na Brinyel ang kanyang buhay, ay naalala ko naman po ang aking buhay noong hindi ko pa po nahanap ang totoong paglilingkod sa Diyos. Totoong tahanan na doon ay nasa tamang paglilingkod para sa Kanya. Ang hirap pong mamuhay sa mundo ngayon, lalo na't may pandemya po, ay kailangan natin ng tahanan na doon mo iluluha at hihingi ka ng tulong sa Ama at makapagbibigay ng lakas para anuman ang mga pagsubok na daranasin mo sa buhay ay malalampasan mo po sapagkat may inaasahan kang pangako ng Diyos na buhay na walang hanggan na hindi ka iiwan at patuloy niya kanyang iingatan. Ang sarap po mamuhay kapag kasama ang paglilingkod sa Diyos, lalong-lalo na po sa tunay. Sa panunod ko po sa UG Radio po, ay napakalaking tulong po para sa akin. sapagkat nadaragdagan po ang kaalaman para sa akin. Bawat pagod ko po ay napapawi na rin po sapagkat nandoon ang kasiyahan. Yun lang po, salamat.
My favorite UJ radio episode is the ones entitled What Makes a Friend a Friend. We all know that it is truly a great blessing to have a true or real friend. Having someone by your side reminding you what is wrong, what is right, the do's and don'ts. For us, members of the Church of Christ, it is better to have someone as a friend that is also inside the flock. Because you have the same faith, you share the same culture, the Christian culture.
Ang paborito kong YouTube radio episode ay ang Why Remember Our Church History. Bakit nga ba? Sapagkat dito ay pinapaalala sa atin na pahalagahan natin ang ating kahalagan o ang ating pagka-Iglesia ni Cristo. Pati na din ang pagkulitan ng ika-12th anniversary ng matagumpay na pamamahala ng ating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan ang kapatid na Global Game naman. Sa pamamagitan dito ay napapamahagi o nasishare natin sa mga kaibigan natin na hindi natin kapananampalataya. At bukod pa nito, ay mas lalo nila makikilala o malalaman kung bakit ganoon na lamang ang pagpapahalaga natin sa ating pagka-Iglesia ni Cristo.
Pinakagusto ko po ay yung tungkol po sa Africa. Nakakatuwa po kasi yung mabilis po na paglago po doon ng Iglesia ni Cristo at yung malaking ginawa po ng Iglesia ni Cristo para mabago po yung buhay ng mga marami po sa mga kapatid po natin doon na Afrikano. Gaya po ng nabigyan po sila ng kanilang hanap buhay at higit po sa lahat ay naakay po sila sa tunay na paglilingkod po sa ating Panginoong Diyos at kitang-kita po yung kanilang kasiglahan at pakikipagkaisa sa lahat po ng aktibidad na inilulunsad po ng ating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid po na Eduardo B. Manalo. Yung episode po na yun ay totoo pong nagdudulot rin po sa akin ng ibayong inspirasyon sa mga paglilingkod po natin sa ating Panginoong Diyos at maging po sa pagpamamahagi po ng ating pananampalataya.
Hello po mga ka-UJ! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. You are watching, syempre ano pa ba, Unity Junction Radio. We are live on INC TV and on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And yes, alam niyo na nga pong episode ngayong gabi. Pero bago po yan, syempre tatawagin ko po muna ang Kuya Kyle. Kuya Kyle, good evening to you.
I'm sad and I'm happy.
I know, right?
I'm kidding. I'm sad because, well, for right now, it's going to be our season finale for season 4. And I'm happy because, man, we have come a long way since June. What did I say earlier in the intro? June 19, about 14 weeks ago for sure. So right now, first and foremost, to you, our viewers watching on INC TV and on INC PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel, maraming salamat po. That's why me and Bea are going to go ahead and take a look back, going back into the future, kind of. I don't know if you're a big fan of the movie. Yes. we're gonna learn our lessons going back into the past, going towards the future. But this is a little bit off script, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask Bea. This is season 4. Season 3, I think I was just a guest. Season 1 and 2 was a different format. Oh, you were a guest of season 2?
1 and 2.
So any future guests in season 5, you might just be joining us in season 6. No, but the first season of UJ Radio, we followed a different format. And for our information, for my own information, and for my mom's information, and for all the mothers and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews out there, UJ Radio is an evolving show.
Yes.
From our very first season where we played, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, mostly music videos, right? Mostly
Yes, yes.
Christian music videos. And then season 2 came along, and Sister Bea came in and guested. And then she took over season 3, and along with Brother Randall, who unfortunately is flying. Well, he can't join us today, but he's doing his life's work, his dream job, flying in the air right now. So, Brother Randall, if there's internet up there, we miss you. And season 4, we're following more of a podcast format. I'd like to think. Yes. So it's an
Good job,
evolving show.
Kuya. You reviewed everything. You reviewed everything. I'm so
My job is
proud.
done. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
That's it for the first part. No. Hindi ba na po magbe-break? Siyempre po, katulad po na itinanong na po namin sa inyo sa atin pong teaser for this very special episode, Close to Our Hearts. Ano po ang inyong favorite episode this season po? At baka naman po, nakarelate din kayo dyan. Pwede nyo po yung i-share sa amin. But before we go on, Kuya, I do have greetings here because, well, it's the last episode before we take a short break. So, marami na po nagpapabati. Kuya, babati lang po ako ng mga happy belated birthday po kay Kurt na part po na ayon sa production company Talents po. Sa kay Tatay Harry Salenga po, happy belated birthday po. Kay Ka Lance and kay Ka Crystal na mga friends po ni Ka Dangs. Happy advanced birthday naman po sa inyo, and also po pahabol po ng happy belated birthday po sa Ka Lindon, and hello din po kay na Ate Kate and to the rest of the family. Hello po sa buong INC Engineering Department na nanonood din po ngayong gabi, sa pinsan ko pong si Kuya Jason Sikarites, and sa buong Obsum family. Kay Lala Francis Reyes, kay Lolo Boy, kay Toti, kay Tita Ems, and kay Red, kay Harvey, and sa buong Salenga family. Hello po sa inyong lahat. Hihinga lang po ako. Kuya, do you have people to greet besides your mom? You must have.
Oh, you beat me to it. But yes, I'm with my mother and my father and my Lola. But to some of our listeners right now, to Chris Daniel Rocas, he says, it's a season ender, mga kapatid. Don't miss it. He's coming from the locale ng Mayo, distrito po ng Quezon. Also to Francis Reyes, congratulations. Thank you very much, good sir. Next season, yes, there should be a next season, and you will be seeing all three of us back together again.
Kuya, that's my grandma. That's Francis Reyes is my Lola.
Oh, si Lola.
Hello,
Hi, Lola.
Diba?
How old is
Yan.
Lola? Ang galing. She's on Facebook or YouTube.
Because she knows, she's on YouTube and on Facebook. She's watching us every day, just like the rest of your family, Kuya. So, hello everybody po, and we will get to our discussion. Mamaya, babasahin namin yung mga responses nyo. Kasi syempre, gusto nating daanan, ano ba yung mga napag-usapan namin this season? It has been a challenge for us three. As we have told you before, hindi pa po kami nagkikita-kita in person. Dito lang po kami nag-meet sa UJ Radio dahil dito po ay naging kuya ko po si Kuya Kyle at si Kuya Randall. We just bonded through the live shows. So Kuya, do you remember what was our first episode? Of course, it's a very simple one.
Yeah, getting to know our UJR hosts. And I was the new guy coming in because you and Brother Randall had already had a thing going on in season 3. So you guys were very well acquainted with one another. And I was just like the third guy.
No such thing. No such thing. You know, it was
so it was
like,
nice to come in.
I know.
For me, it's better to then it's easier for me to kind of join into something that's already kind of settled and they have the system. And I'm in there to jive as well as with you guys and throw a few wrenches in there, you know, shake things up a little bit. What's life without a few surprises?
Parang ano nga po, mas naging nakakatawa kasi parang na-complete yung ating, kasi po Kuya, like I said before, no shame on the age po, but parang nagka-bridge na from Kuya Randall to myself kasi syempre po, he's a father, he has a family, he's very busy, at saka marami siyang ginagawa talaga. And then I have this Kuya who's a bit younger than him now, who's like as energetic as I am and as quirky as I am. So parang, you know, it even it all out. Yung ating, yung tandem nating tatlo, it's very nice. It's very nice.
I'm the balancer. I help balance.
Exactly.
But after getting to know each other, Bea, Randall, and I, of course, we moved on with the program. And again, the evolving nature of this program from just doing music videos to more of a podcast interview style, mixed with a little bit of music videos, but and in that one, we did episode 2. And in episode 2, we did, of course, what everyone probably did, 9 days ago? Know what I'm talking about, right? You
Gonna
know.
say it, pero pag doble po yung number sa isang buwan, yun po yun. Yun po yung ginawa natin dahil ang pinag-usapan po namin sa ating second episode po ay yung conveniences and risks of online shopping. Because this season, we decided po na gusto sana namin mapag-usapan natin yung mga topics na baka makatulong po sa inyo ay baka meron din kayong maikwento sa amin. So for the second episode, yan po. At parang sabi nga nila dahil ako yung baby girl dito sa grupo, ako po yung madaming shopping.
Yes. You're one. I feel like you're one of those with like 20 things in their cart, and you just kind of leave them sitting there for the rest of the month, while your brain decides yes, no, keeper, go.
You remember that part, Kuya. You remember it right.
So in that episode, of course, conveniences and risks of online shopping, since of course we are all in a pandemic, and until very recently we were still in ECQ. It's tough to go outside kahit na yun, even if it's alert level 4 in Metro Manila. It's the convenience of having that kind of technology in our hands is, well, we don't have to go that far anymore. We don't have to get in a taxi or a Grab and mix up in long lines at the supermarket. It just kind of comes to us.
Diba?
Salamat sa mga kuya delivery drivers out there too, as well.
And of course, kung may conveniences, may risks tayo. And for that, nag-invite po kami ng isang sister po natin who's an entrepreneur, online business. And I know po, marami sa ating mga kababaihang kapatid po dyan ay kilala niyo po siya. Si Sister Joyce Solangi Manalo, who shared with us ano nga ba yung mga lingo or words na ginagamit po sa online selling para po hindi tayo nalulost kapag ka bumibili, at ano nga ba yung mga dapat nating maging pag-iingat. Kumbaga meron din tayong etiquette or kumbaga good manners kapag tayo po ay bumibili online. So conveniences and risks, advantages and disadvantages. And
then from there,
and Kuya, we do have an expert there kasi syempre we invited people na mas may alam on this one. We had Sister Jerica Alilis, who is a guidance counselor. So hello po sa mga nakasama namin sa ating episode 2. And Kuya Kyle, from there?
Of course, when we're talking about shopping, we have to balance the nature of wanting to buy whatever's in our cart with the limitations of whatever's in our wallets and our bank accounts. So simple saving and spending tips, of course, for our experts in that episode. Thank you very much, Sister Luis France Ugalda, who is also a licensed financial advisor, to help us balance our needs with our wants.
Yes. And actually, ito kuya yung episode na hindi ko makakalimutan kasi po, nawala po ako during live. At sobrang nagpanik po ako dahil naiwan ko po ang aking mga kuya. Pero...
Yes. But the show must go on.
It did go on, and of course, the Kuyas helped you out. Siyempre, sila po ang nagpatuloy ng ating pag-uusap. Technical difficulties happen, but I know that they gave out tips for you guys po. So, syempre, napag-usapan nga dyan, paano ba yung tamang pagtitipid? I think Kuya Kyle talked about applications that could help us kasi syempre, lahat ngayon, hawak nyo, cellphone, di ba? Lahat ngayon, naka-laptop. I think Kuya Kyle shared a couple of...
Yeah, I shared a few of my personal budgeting apps and Chrome extensions or any extensions for the browser you're using. That'll find coupons for you every time you go to like an e-commerce shop. There are certain applications or extensions you can add to your browser, and it'll automatically find coupons for you.
Diba?
So
Kaya naman, kung kailangan nyo yan, I'm sure everybody out there needs that. Kaya po, reviewin nyo yung mga episodes natin, kaya dinadaanan natin yun, baka po magamit nyo. And with that, episode 3, we went on since, we're talking about online shopping, online selling, nandun na rin yung paggamit na applications. We decided to tackle next about social media etiquette. That is our 4th episode. Ito po, medyo excited kaming pag-usapan kasi this is a broad topic. Actually, gusto pa sana namin ma-cover to ulit, but well, there's next season. And for that, we invited our expert for that episode, Sister Christine Era Reyes. She is a licensed guidance counselor and psychometrician. At ayun nga, nag-share siya sa atin ng about sa paano ba tayo dapat maging maingat online. Kuya, what particularly do you remember about that episode po?
Actually, what you see on your screen, kanina, if you could just bring that screen back about using social media smartly, sharing our faith, limiting what you actually post. I don't need to know what you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of the year. And eventually we all get tired of each other's like cats and dogs, right?
Exactly.
But I guess the algorithm figures that out about us. But it's always good to be mindful.
Yes.
If anything, that's my big takeaway.
Exactly.
If your mother, I think that's when we were talking about if your mother wouldn't be proud of it, don't do it.
Yes!
Right? You remember that one?
I remember that Kuya kept saying that, it kind of stuck with me na oo nga, kumbaga, there's this person that you admire or you look up to. Just imagine what that person would tell you kapag ka pinost mo ba to, matutuwa ba siya sa'yo? Kapag ba ito ginawa mo online, matutuwa ba siya sa'yo? I think,
they're gonna be like, no.
Ay, di ba nga sabi natin, some things should be better kept private, diba? Dapat ingatan natin ang ating mga sarili, mga kapatid. And with that, we decided to tackle another topic na natuwa rin kaming tatlong pag-usapan. This one, Kuya, marami rin natuwa this one. This is episode 5, decluttering.
Yes.
And I love that
Why?
banner. I love that banner.
Why? Let go. No, hold on. I think one of these was this digital decluttering or like physical decluttering?
I think it was mixed.
It was a mix of both, right? Like I remember talking about Facebook friends and trying to limit or at least kind of take out the ones that aren't really there anymore. But our expert there was with Brother Darwin Bison. Thank you, bro, for helping us out and giving us your advice for decluttering in that episode. What do I have to say about decluttering? Between that episode and now, I'd like to think that my life is a lot lighter because we followed our own advice and from the advices of our experts.
Yes, we should follow that. Sayang naman po yung advice ko, di natin gagamitin. But yes, I did watch Brother Darwin's yung pong part niya repeatedly kasi talagang napakaganda na naging paliwanag niya from what is decluttering, what could be the extreme effects of decluttering, and how do we kumbaga prevent this. Sinabi niya po lahat doon. So, wow, those 5 episodes are really, really great. I love that. The talks and just inviting the experts and getting to know my kuyas. It's like sharing with all of you people watching on INC TV and on our social media platforms. Diba, kuya?
Now so for all of our viewers right now watching on INC TV and the Facebook, YouTube channels, remember with us and let us know what your favorite episode was. Something that sticks out in your mind like, oh, nga no. Like, I don't have to ask you what your favorite episode is, but something that sticks out in your mind that makes it easier for you to remember what we talked about the past 14 weeks. And with that, speaking of the past 14 weeks, we do have some messages from our guests. I've not seen this. I don't know if Bea has seen this, so I'm looking forward to what our guests say. Let's go ahead and run with that video.
We'd like to congratulate Unity Junction Radio for wrapping up a successful season. And we'd like to thank you for always making it a point to bring information, fun and entertainment, and inspiration in all your episodes. Again, thank you very much, UJ Radio, and congratulations, and looking forward to another successful season.
Maraming salamat, Unity Junction Radio, for airing and sharing episodes that promote the true Christian culture. Props to all the hardworking people behind. Looking forward to more seasons of UJ Radio.
Thank you, Unity Junction Radio, for continuously promoting Christian culture by sharing information, entertainment, and inspiration in every episode. Looking forward to more seasons of UJ Radio.
Thank you so much, Unity Junction Radio, for continuously promoting Christian culture by sharing information, entertainment, and inspiration in every episode. We are looking forward to more sessions of UJ Radio.
Hello po! Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Nais ko po nawang ipaabot ang aking pagpapasalamat at pagbati sa Unity Junction Radio sa kanilang patuloy na pagpropromote ng mga true Christian values sa pamamagitan ng kanilang mga episodes na hindi lang entertaining but also filled with information and inspiring stories na mapapakinabangan talaga nating lahat. Kaya naman, ako po ay excited sa marami pa nilang episodes or seasons to come. Maraming salamat po!
Siyempre, for our last episode, baka makuha ulit namin ni Kuya Kyle itong soundcheck. So, We're giving
Let's
it
go.
another try. So, Kuya Kevin, huwag na natin patagalin pa. Play our sound check. Mystery sound.
What?
What? Could we play that one more time po, Kuya? Please. Malakas po konti.
If I was watching a scary movie, that's a sound effect of someone walking through the hallway. And I don't like watching scary movies because I get scared in scary movies.
It's a scary movie. You're supposed to
It's like
get scared. Kuya.
someone's boot.
I don't know,
That's my
pero
guess.
bakit? But nung una, parang, I akala ko yung unang part was like a printer or something. I don't know. I don't know.
So for all our viewers right now, please do chime in with your guests. Again, this is the last sound check for this season. So let us know what your guesses are, and hopefully we're right. Throughout the past 14 weeks, Bea, Randall, and I have only been right twice? 2 times?
2 over
Yung isa
40?
tubig, yung isa food, I think.
I think it
After
was
that,
food.
wala.
Well, syempre, drop your comments, your guesses po in our comment section po with the hashtag Soundcheck. At mamaya, babasahin niya ni Kuya Kyle. Kung ano man yun, tulungan niyo na lang kami. But Kuya, we do have a few seconds maybe or a minute to
we
do things.
For all of our guests that sent messages and for all of our viewers who continue to comment, thank you so much. Speaking of, we do have a happy birthday to Ben. Love, Kuya JR, Ate Raisa, Trey, and Jay.
Woohoo!
So happy birthday to you, Ben.
Dami nagbe-birthday. At syempre po sa mga response po na ating viewers, sabi po ni KLC, every episode is so informative and inspiring. Thank you, UG Radio. Greetings from syempre, Milan, South District of Italy North. And sabi ni Kuya Chaser, thank you po for the informative episodes that we had this season. Looking forward na po agad sa new season of UG Radio. Kuya, season finale pa lang tayo. Meron tayo ilang linggo bago tayo mag-next season. At babasahin ko lang po ito isa kasi po baka magtampo siya pag di ko po nabasa. Hello po sa aking Daddy Benji. Pag-greet din po kay Kuya Jason, kay Ate Bianca, kay Tita Josie, kay Tita Beng, Tita Tess, and Tita Susan, and to all the Reyes and Cruz friends and family. They are watching right now. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Now, really quick, before we get back onto the script, again, I know I'm throwing Bea off a little bit, but that's my job here at UJ Radio.
Okay.
I just want our viewers, because I would think if I was in the viewer's place right now, how does a whole episode actually happen? So, for example, we wrap up tonight's episode. We're already talking about next week's episode. Now, this is only what I see. There are so many hands and so many minds behind this show that actually make this show work. What our viewers see and what our viewers probably do is normally we will sign into a Google Meet or Zoom, and then that's it. But for us, for Bea and Randall and I, we log in about an hour early. We do a couple sound checks and technical checks because we do have Brother Kevin, for example. He's the man who whispers in our ears things we should do and things that are coming up and things that we are missing. And we also have a script to follow as well, a loose one. And like I said, right now with Sister Bea, she's probably like, wait, what?
No.
What are you doing?
I'm okay,
But I
Kuya.
know Bea is quick on her feet and in her mind, so it's okay and it's good to go. But that's how these episodes actually come out. The moment we finish one, we're already talking about next week's episode, topics we can discuss under it, subtopics, and also guests. And of course, what you, our viewers on INC TV and INC PC's Facebook and YouTube streaming pages are thinking about, and what you might want to hear from all three of us and from our experts.
Yes. Kaya next
Right?
season, parang maganda yun, Kuya. Next season po natin, pag-start natin, kung meron po kayong gustong mapag-usapan natin sa ating mga UG Radio episodes, go ahead po and drop them in the comment section. We'll try to read everything. Baka po meron tayong makuha dyan na mapag-usapan. Okay? Baka makasama namin kayo. So that's for next season. But for now, we do have to review some more episodes, Kuya, because our episode 6 and episode 7 po, we decided po to invite guests na sila po ay mga converts, right? Do you remember that one? So
I
those two
do.
episodes, right? Ang ganda nun. Lalo
Now, for
po,
episode 6, we were discussing, well, if I were to ask Bea, how long is too long or how long is long enough for you to wait for something you've been praying for? A week,
Yes.
a month, 8 years, because that's what we had for episode 6 with our guest, Sister Jervylyn Lozano. I'm sure you've seen her also as well on other properties of INCPC and throughout our community's channels, where she waited 8 years?
8 years. That's how long it took for her. 8 years po, di ba? Inspiring stories. And another one, so next po tayo sa ating video clips, yung pong kay Sister Brinell, di ba? Finding my true home during the pandemic, na siya naman po, she's still in the process of having her family converted po para maging Iglesia ni Cristo din sila. And for the meantime, she found refuge po. She found her family po, kasama ng mga kapatid na nag-aalaga sa kanya doon. Mga kasama niya po sa INC Radio. We got to know Sister Jervylyn and Sister Brinell, how their journey started, how it ended, and how they are doing now. Very inspiring, both of those episodes po. Actually, medyo naiyak-iyak po kami at kayo
Yes,
iyak-iyak
it was a
po.
little bit of they were both a bit of a tearjerker. And then from there, from Convert Stories, we went to speaking with and interviewing ministers of the gospel. The first one from episode 8, behind the scenes of INC. And we're talking about Brother Philip and his journey through, vlogging. And using that as a medium to tell stories of faith, of love, of hope, and of our community spreading beyond, of course, our borders all throughout the world. Specifically, I believe, actually in many countries, but the one that we focused on was in Africa.
Was in Africa. Actually po, sabi ni Kuya Kyle just a little earlier na we talked this time po to ministers of the gospel po sa loob ng Iglesia ni Cristo. This was not planned that we would be having ministers po on UG Radio, because we have never done that before sa mga previous seasons po natin. This was the one po that we decided to talk about this one. Kasi po alam namin, marami din pong curious sa inyo what goes on, how it happened, yung pong paggawa po ng INC, because we know a lot of you watched that episode. I watched that a couple of times repeatedly after. So yung views po natin, meron po akong contribution doon dahil pinanood ko po ulit. Kasi Ka-Philip shared so much. Syempre po, we're all in media work po. So...
He was a great guest. So Brother Philip
Kyle, you
Velasquez,
had a lot of questions. You had a lot of questions
a lot of questions.
that day.
I hadn't seen him in a very, very long time. And I think he was one of my he was one of my inspirations for actually getting into media. I think while I was in college, he was already doing a lot of media work for Net25. And then, of course, he did a lot more work inside. So it was great seeing Brother Philip. And of course, after Brother Philip, still in Africa, however, episode 9, an African story rich in spirit and song. That one was with Brother Andre Silva, also a minister of the gospel, sharing his experiences and his stories about doing the work that he did there in Africa. Is doing, because he's still there.
He's still there, and having I think another baby soon, diba? He had his family there. It's an amazing journey what they've been doing there. Kasi po, syempre yung part na yun ng mundo sa Southern Africa po, nakikita na lang nga natin, sabi nga nila, yung mga pagtatagumpay na. So, this time they shared papaano nakarating sa ganong estado ngayon. Yun pong kalagayan ng iglesia, dun po sa part na yun ng mundo, na hindi po naging madali. But of course, everything happens with God's help, with God's hands po. Everything prospers, everything nagtatagumpay tayo.
I found those two actually quite eye-opening, because I can't imagine going to worship service or a doctrinal lesson on a horseback. Even more so, having like a beautiful background, because there's no walls. It's just you, the sky above, and then of course the brother leading the lesson. So truly eye-opening. It's a good way to see outside of our own bubbles. And I think that's one of the things we would like to do more with UJ Radio, is to kind of get outside of our own bubbles, whether that's in the Philippines or Europe or in Africa, and try to get a good viewpoint and getting into the minds of so many brethren that are around the world.
Yes, of course. Kaya next time, magtatawag pa tayo ng mga i-guest natin dito na makakapag-share pa. More inspiring stories, more places to tell, more cultures to share with us po. And of course po, bago po kami mag-cut ulit, hello po, syempre, kay Ka-Philip and to the whole family. Kay Ka-Andre and to the whole family, hello po sa inyo at salamat po sa pagbibigay niyo po ng oras niyo po dito po sa amin sa UJ Radio. Marami po kaming natutunan. We do hope to have you as our guest soon in the future.
Yes.
Maybe. And
all
with
right,
that, Kuya, what's our next?
We are gonna go ahead and move on to whatever that sound was.
I don't know.
In our sound check reveal video. Let's go ahead and find out what that sound was.
What? What?
That was going to be my second guess, actually. It's a car key going through the black handle of a gray car. Very
Really,
specific.
Kuya?
No?
You're that great. Second guess.
Yeah, right? I'm hoping in season 5 we will have a better set of ears and, of course, more help from our fantastic viewers on INC TV and INC PC's Facebook and YouTube pages and comments for helping us out. We'll go ahead and get to those a little bit later. A printer, though. A lot of them are saying printer. I like this one. This one is coming from Benji Cruz. It's a giant walkie.
It's my dad. It's my dad. It's like a big person maybe with big feet and walking. Kaya sabi mo kuya eh. Sabi mo kasi eh.
Like in a scary movie with the boots.
A
Yeah, but it was.
movie.
So if you did guess it's a car key or some kind of lock being unlocked, congratulations. Please join us as a host in season 5 so we can get more correct answers for Soundcheck that we always do for these.
I don't think anybody got it right, kuya. Nagbabasa ako sa comment section. Baka sakaling may tumama. Wala. Photocopier daw. Photocopier. Photocopier.
Good guess. Good guess.
Nagsama-sama tayo sa printer at photocopier. Wala pong tumama. Well, it's okay. We'll do it on the
Also,
next
it's
season.
Andre's birthday today as well, since we were just speaking about him in episode 9, An African Story, Rich in Spirit and Song. And he recently gave birth as well to his baby that he was expecting September 7th.
Yeah.
So, Brother Andre, when you do catch this, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations.
Yes. Congrats po to your wife po, Sister Diane. Hello po sa kids. Yes. Another baby. Baby number 3. Baby.
Speaking of kids, episode 10, we did Sofla's Kadiwa and Binhi extended cut.
Yes.
Right? We had your longtime friends, Sister Ara and Sister Joycel, who I believe was also a former host, season 1, season 2.
Yes.
VJ Radio back then.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And-
You reviewed. That's awesome.
And Brother Marvin Balinan as well for also giving us an insight when we asked him, how do we progress as far as Brother Marvin has progressed to become a host of Sofla as well for the extended cut. So good stuff from that episode. Episode 10.
Yes. Yes. Syempre ngayon ongoing po yan yung ating Songs of Faith, Love and Hope, Kadiwa and Binhi and International Edition. Malapit na yan matapos. Subaybayan niyo po lahat ng episodes. You cannot miss a single one, okay? At dahil po dyan, let's go on from singing. Let's go on to our next episode, episode 11, composing INC original music. And of course, who better to have as guest than our brother na bumati na po kanina, si Ka Ernie Magtuto. Ayan.
I love this the game that we had for this one where we had to guess, and he was playing the music live on his piano in the back. I was like, all right, I wish I could do that, just to be able to play the piano on the spot live in front of hundreds and thousands of people.
At saka kuya,
But,
nag-review lang siya right before the show. Nag-review siya right before the show. He remembers
That's when
this
you
song
know
talaga.
you spent a good amount of your life doing something that you love. You know it like the back of your hand, and you can just do it on the spot. So
Yes.
thank you, Brother Ernie, for sharing with us those stories as well. He shared a lot of stories about the making of some of the songs that are now favorites for a lot of us as well.
Yes, yung mga malalaki po nating musical stage plays, yun pong syempre yung Gintong Pangarap 50th anniversary, Buklod 50th anniversary, yung Centennial Musical, and ang pinaka naalala ko po was yung pong buong journey niya. He doesn't know why he learned about music during his elementary days, high school days, his bits and pieces, and eventually nakita niya na kung bakit. It was to be used for making INC original music. That's what stuck with me. So I love that episode. I love it. It's very nice.
And then from music, we went to, of course, our church history, remembering our church's history. And this time we had Brother Cornelio Cortez Jr. join us on the show with a fantastic background. It was a real background. It was not a green screen. It was the actual lobby of the INC Museum. If any of us have been very lucky to have been there, it's a wondrous, grand place to be in when you step through those doors. And Kajun was very kind in sharing his time with us and sharing his experiences being a minister of the gospel and handling that part of his duty with the church and the things that go into a museum, why they go into a museum, how it's done, and the science of it with the humidity. There was so much to unpack from that episode.
Madami pa nga po tayong hindi napag-usapan nun, Kuya Kyle. From what I remember, marami tayong na-skip sa script natin ng mga pinrepare na questions. But well, the most important part was June refreshed to us why we should remember our church history. And this was, of course, because that episode was for a very special occasion po para sa ating mga kapatid sa loob ng Iglesia ni Cristo. It was, of course, the 12th anniversary po of Ka Eduardo V. Manalo, our dearest executive minister's leadership po inside the Church of Christ. So, a very, very wonderful episode. Another minister who shared his time with us. We learned a lot. And thank you po ulit, Ka June. And with that po, we go to our next episode, our second
to last. Second to last. Keeping meaningful relationships. We had no guest. Our guest was Bea, Randall, and myself. How we make friends, how we keep our friends. A lot of it, friends.
Just friends.
And I know I brought up the show a few times.
A friends show, yeah.
I obviously I'm a big fan of the show itself. But yeah, like for myself, I've found two new friends, Sister Bea and Brother Randall, in doing this show. So I'm very thankful to everyone involved in this show for allowing me to be here and create those friendships. I forgot what I was going to say after. Bea?
Catch first. Well, actually, but to be honest, this last episode po na we decided na the whole team decided na why not just have the hosts, by themselves again. And kasi we had guests for yung sunod-sunod na episodes natin. So parang namiss siguro ng team na kaming tatlo lang muna ang magkakausap. It was fun. And actually parang I felt closer to my kuyas. It was just us three talking. It kind of felt like akala mo magkakasama kami sa personal or parang naka video call lang kami at nagkukwentuhan lang kami. That's how it felt like that last episode. And they were teaching me papaano ba makapumili ng tamang kaibigan, papaano kapag ikaw at yung kaibigan mo ay nag-away, papaano niyo isa-settle yan, ano bang tamang ginagawa, who are your friends, and what kind of friend are you or should you be? Yun yung mga shinare nila last week. O, diba? Ang saya-saya.
Yeah, it's also proof that online friends can actually be good friends in IRL, in real life. I've met Bea once when we had to get tested for an event that we were doing to make sure we were negative. And it wasn't one of those awkward ones where it's like you're shy because you haven't met yet, you've never spoken to each other. But because of the powers of the internet, the things that we can do with technology nowadays, seeing her in real life and hopefully with Brother Randall soon, it makes things natural.
Exactly. Parang we're
it
friends
works.
before. Yeah, di ba kuya?
Yeah,
it's like,
works.
we're both kind of, actually po, in person, we're both a bit of, I would say I'm kind of awkward. It's just not obvious. I try to hide that I'm kind of awkward or shy. I think Kuya Kyle was the same. Pero nung nakita kami, Kuya Kyle, finally, I see you in person.
Like, hey, yeah. So, that being said, what is your favorite episode, Bea?
Oh, wow.
Do you have one?
I don't know. I have a couple in my head, like four episodes.
For me, I don't know if I really have one that I would call my favorite. If anything, I'd describe it as ones that certainly stand out in my head. 14 weeks is a long time, and I do not have the best memory ever. So the ones that stand out in my head are the BTS INC with Brother Philip Velasquez. There's also composing INC original music with Brother Ernie because there was a live music aspect of it. And the one with remembering our church history because it just helped me appreciate where we've come from, where we are now, and what the future has in store for us. So those three are probably the ones that stand out to me.
Actually, two out of those three, ganun din sa akin. But, I really can't choose one because, to be honest, the whole team, the whole UJ Radio team po made these episodes awesome. They're great. Talagang napaka-informative even for us hosts. Kahit na napag-uusapan po namin ito before in our preparations po. During the live that we do the actual interviews, it's still different for us. So thank you po sa buong UG Radio team for putting these episodes. They are not simple. They are not easy. Sometimes they're complicated. But we you put everything together po. Thank you kina Mami. Yan, syempre, sama na siya. And of course, to my kuyas, Kuya Randall, Kuya Kyle, thank you so much. This was an awesome season.
And since Brother Randall can't be with us today, we do have a special message from him. He's in 2 places at one time right now. That's amazing. He's up in the air flying a big airplane, and he's also here with us on UJ Radio with this video clip.
It's really difficult to say which among the episodes that we have for this season had the most significant impact on me personally. And that's because all the episodes that we have for this season are equally interesting. But if I have to choose one, I believe that would be the episode about our church's history, remembering our church's history. And this was the episode that we have the Iglesia ni Cristo Museum as part of it. This is by far the most informative amongst all the episodes. Imagine having to discuss more than 107 years of the history of the Iglesia ni Cristo. All those church memorabilia that we saw on the videos dun sa museum, the Iglesia ni Cristo Museum. As a matter of fact, more than 107 years. Because kasama doon yung mga nangyari even prior to July 27, 1914. One, I guess, of the things that I consider is that yung episode na yun showed us clearly of all the manifestation of God's promises being fulfilled in these last days. In fact, kulang na kulang po yung 1 hour na allotment para sa UJ Radio. Given the opportunity, perhaps next season, I know all our viewers as well as sa bumubuo na UJ Radio would find it really interesting to go back into this. Hindi po nakakasawa. It's because every day, as the day passes by, history is being made inside the church. So my co-hosts, Bea and Kyle, maraming salamat sa lahat ng masasayang kwentuhan. Of course, not just every Saturday evenings when we do our live shows on UJ Radio, kundi kasama na yung mga pre-interview preparations natin, mga online meetings. Everybody's really so supportive about everybody. And of course, hindi lang yan, there are people behind the scenes, all the brethren who've helped make this show possible. Yan, andyan yung mga scriptwriter natin, andyan yung mga directors natin, lahat ng mga pumapatnubay sa atin. Maraming salamat po. These are the brethren whom the viewers don't get to see, pero they're a big part of the success of the show. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And of course, to our viewers, every Saturday, alam namin minsan you have to go somewhere or you have also your personal stuff to do and obligations. Pero, you always set aside Saturday evenings for UJ Radio. And we really appreciate it po. Ang totoo, kayo po ang isa sa mga nagbibigay inspirasyon sa amin. Kaya masaya naming nagagampanan po ang aming tungkulin. Right, Bea and Kyle? And sa amin pong namamahala, maraming salamat po for always giving us this opportunity na maging kabahagi po sa gawain ito ng Iglesia. Maraming salamat po kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo and to our CFO coordinator po, kapatid na Angelo Iranyo V. Manalo. Thank you so much po. And above all, to the Almighty for continuously giving us the life and the strength to function po and to perform our duties inside His Holy Church. We'll see you po next season, only here on UJ Radio.
Thank you, Brother Randall, for that.
Of course.
Let me get my
I didn't get tissue. Syempre, hindi po pwedeng hindi kami makompleto for the last episode of this season, you know. It is unfortunate. It is also biglaan, but it's okay. Syempre, magkakasama po kami na magbibigay po sa inyo ng saya at syempre, masasayang mga kwentuhan at kaalaman dito po sa UJ Radio. And with that, Kuya Kyle, you'll have to do this part of our show for tonight.
It's been a great 14 weeks so far, and since then, for me personally, again, like I said before, genuinely and honestly, I made 2 new friends in Bea and Randall. Randall, and a handful more behind the scenes with the brothers and the sisters you at home don't get to see and hear from, but they make the show work, namely Brothers Rap, Christian, JR, Remar, Chad, and Kevin, along with sisters Katie, Ivy, and Chi. Now, they make our work like literally easy, and they make it look easy, and they make us, me and Bea and Randall, look good. So whenever you see our talking heads on screen and it seems like it's all flawlessly going through, it's because of them. So thank you to the team behind INCPC, and even more so, thank you at home keeping INC TV in the background of your living rooms, or wherever you are at home, whether in the next room like Bea's dad and Bea's mom downstairs, watching us on your phones and tablets via INC PC's streaming accounts. Now we'll go ahead and take it back where it should go, where it always belongs. First things first, to what the Bible says.
But even when the end time happenings are just beginning to happen, look up and lift up your heads, because all of this will mean that the time of the fulfillment of your redemption is near.
Again, to our family and friends and our guests and everyone else in between, thank you for watching us tonight. If you enjoyed and were inspired by this episode, do give us a like or a heart and share our link with your family and friends.
Yes! At syempre, wala mo na sinabing oras si Kuya Kyle dahil tayo po ay, katulad nga pa ng alam nyo, this is our season ender for season 4. Binibilang natin. So, of course, we will be waiting for a season 5. So, stay tuned for that, mga kapatid. Mag-a-announce kami soon kung kailan po yan. But for the meantime, of course, we have our plugs. Hindi na naman ako humihinga. Ito na po tayo. Kuya Kevin, ready na tayo sa ating mga visuals. We have Fit to Serve, Sundays, 8 a.m. Syempre, sa mga gusto mag-exercise dyan, we have Songs of Faith, Love and Hope, Kadiwa and Binhi International Edition, Sunday, 5 p.m. on INC TV and 8 p.m. on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And syempre, after po ng 5 p.m. na yan, we have Spotlight Season 6. Sundays po yan, 7 p.m. with tomorrow's guests, Kuya Matthew, who is also one of our hosts for our next one, INCMV by request, Mondays to Fridays, that is 1 p.m. Diyan po kayo mag-send na mga gusto niyo pong ma-play na mga INC original music para mapanood niyo po yan every weekday. We have Gourmet at Home. Next one, Gourmet at Home every Saturday po, every other Saturday. We had one earlier, 12 noon. So next Saturday ulit, mga kapatid. And sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-download ng INC Playlist app, alam nyo na ang gagawin nyo. Hindi po pwedeng wala nyan sa mga phone po ninyo. You should have that so you could play your favorite INC original songs anytime, anywhere. And of course, like, share, subscribe to INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel for our various activities, programs, in concerts, and our latest INC music videos. And Kuya, nakalagay dito sa script, parting words.
So, with that, Bea, when are we coming back? We are coming back at the best time it is for us to come back. Maybe late next month.
Maybe late next month. Alam niyo po kung ano pong malaking may sineselebrate tayo pag October. Alam niyo po yan. And we'll be back by that date. So abangan niyo po yan, mga kapatid. Late next month, we will be announcing soon. So stay tuned for that po sa ating mga social media platforms. I don't think we should say goodbye, Kuya, kasi we're just taking a short break.
No, goodbye. I think if any, it is in the industry. I'm sorry, in the industry, it's called a season break. It's I guess it's a season finale. It's not a series finale.
Exactly.
So we're just going to take a break because Bea needs to rest. Randall needs some rest. I need some rest, and Bea's mom and the rest of the crew need some rest. But also, for our viewers at home, it's time for us to recuperate, to find out what works and what worked even better, so we can do more of that in season 5. And maybe, just maybe, with these new quarantine guidelines, we can actually do shows in person.
We'll see about that. Kaya naman katulad ng sinabi po namin kanina, kung meron po kayong mga topics na gusto nyo pong ma-discuss natin for next season, ilista nyo po yan. Next season, isulat nyo yan sa ating mga comment section and we'll try to talk about that po sa mga susunod po nating susunod na season of UJ Radio. Yes, season 5. And with that, of course, so Kuya Kyle,
until the next few weeks, ladies and gents, families and friends, we'll see you.
We'll see you. We'll leave you with this last INCMV. Ang panahon ng katuparan ng ating katubusan ay malapit na. Mula po yan sa INC Music Department. choirs. So, Kuya, let's say bye. Bye-bye!
Catch you
mga
later.
ka-UJ!
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Kuya Kyle, thank you!
Thank you.
Ang Diyos ay purihin at sambahin, dahil kahit may mga